How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. I am back with another rookie profile. This time, we are breaking down Chris Olave. Before we get into that, though, guys, remember to check out the Patreon page. We have our rookie rankings up over there, top to bottom, fully tiered out for you guys. Tiered overall, tiered positionally. In addition to that, the Dynasty rankings are going to be up on there, hopefully by the end of this week. You'll be able to catch best ball drafts, mock draft links as we do a bunch of stuff throughout the offseason as we continue to kind of build that page up. So check that out, guys. On top of that, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, do those basic things. But really, guys, the Patreon, that's the big thing. If you guys donate over there, we can keep putting out these videos for you. So check all of that out. All right, now let's get into it. Like we said, Chris Olave, wide receiver out of Ohio State. If you're not familiar with him, he is 21 years old. He's coming in at 6'1", roughly 190, 185 to 190. The reports vary there, but a lot of people are surprised he even came back to school for this season. Most people thought, the best move was for him to get out of town because, Garrett Wilson's coming up. He's going to take over. And while that necessarily wasn't wrong, it wasn't a bad thing for Chris Olave to come back. And by that, he is now mocked in the first round. He has elevated his draft status. He'll probably go behind Garrett Wilson. But either way, it looks like he is either a very, very high second round pick or a first rounder. And that is exactly what you want to see when you're coming out. When you're trying to predict rookies and you're looking for draft capital arguments, it doesn't get any better than that. So he has a lot going well for him. But before we get into strengths, weaknesses, his comp, which we all want to know, what did he do in 2021? And again, 65 catches, just under 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, and to factor in a little bit of analytics here, he had a breakout age at 19.2. So again, very early. That is well regarded in draft circles. That is, especially the analytics community. But his season itself, it started off hot. You look at it, he had 100 yards or more, 100 yards or more in 4 of his first 5 games. I'm looking at it, 5 touchdowns in those first 4 games. He was just on a tear, and then everything kind of hit the brakes. So he looked like he was going to be on pace for just an all-time season. He only crossed 100 yards once the rest of the year, again, putting up 140 against Michigan State, which is still not an easy task. But he was inconsistent. There's really not a lot of ways around that. And honestly, it just comes, I think, with the territory and being in an Ohio State offense that's explosive and spreads the ball around. And, you can get scripted out pretty easily. So I don't really give him a knock for not breaking 1,000. I know that's what you want to see out of a big-time college wide receiver. I don't think that's really his fault. I don't think it's something that could have been avoided, especially with Garrett Wilson having a all-time great year on the opposite side. It makes sense that Olave obviously wasn't able to have that exact type of success. So now that we understand what happened in 2021, let's take a look at his strengths, his weaknesses coming into the NFL. And honestly, so again, he's a junior, 6'1", 190. What he's great at, he is a phenomenal route runner. Crisp, clean. He's an NFL-level route runner right now. He is unbelievable against press, which, again, adds into him being such a good route runner. At the line of scrimmage, if he's getting pressed, even though he has a real small frame, again, he's not a big guy, weight and height-wise, he's good at moving laterally, dipping a shoulder, getting around press coverage, and avoiding that contact, which, again, allows him to have great releases and really just get an obscene amount of separation. And when you watch him play, you're going to notice a lot of the time he is wide open. And that is, again, the route running, the press coverage, and his ability to move in space. That is what has made him such a good deep threat without being, necessarily like a 4-3 burner. He doesn't have, otherworldly speed, but that's fine because the route running, his ability to shake guys even down the field is something you don't see a lot of in many wide receivers, especially in a guy that's 21 years old, only a junior in college. So there is a lot of very, very good with Chris Olave, But there are also, 2 points of contention I think that are really going to be his only knocks. One of those being, given his size, he's not great on contested catches. He can get up. It's not that he can't get up there. It's just if he gets bodied, it typically doesn't go well for him. I mean, it comes with being this size, this type of player. And when you see his comp, it's going to make a little bit of sense. And the other issue is he's not great in traffic. When he's able to shake guys and get free, phenomenal. But if he is getting hit at the point of the catch, whatever you want to call it, whether it's in the air, on the ground, or he's just going across the middle, he does tend to drop some balls there. That doesn't come with, at the very least, it does not come with inconsistency at like concentration drops. Those really don't exist on him. It's when he's getting contacted as he's trying to catch the ball again, whether it is a true contested jump ball or over the middle. Those are issues that he has to clean up. And again, I don't really put a whole lot on drops as much as a fantasy indicator. We saw it with Deontay Johnson, CeeDee Lamb. Guys can still produce with dropping the ball. But again, if you're nitpicking a first-round wideout, these are the kind of things you have to look at that could separate him and really, maybe push him down, or it does push him down beyond like Treylon Burks or Garrett Wilson or, Drake London, guys like that. He falls below them. Again, if you want to see exactly where he falls in those rankings, check out the Patreon page. But to close it out, we do have our comp for Chris Olave, and that is Jerry Jeudy. And again, everything from the frame to the style of play, everything just kind of matches. Although Jerry Jeudy is a bit of a better athlete, I believe, as far as, the contested catch goes. Just off the line, these guys coming out of college have both been phenomenal. And it's where his landing spot's going to be huge in terms of the quarterback throwing him the ball. We have seen that with Jerry Jeudy. Because if you watch Jeudy in the NFL, he's still open. He's still very damn good. There isn't anybody that can take advantage of it. So that is where Chris Olave's landing spot really comes into play. If you really want to kind of compare him to a current successful NFL vet, think Keenan Allen. Basically, if he gets a great quarterback, he could become Keenan Allen. And that is as high a praise you can offer for a guy that is known for route running. So that is what you're looking at. Right now, he comps to Jerry Jeudy with a ceiling of Keenan Allen, in the best case scenario. All right, guys, that's all I have for you on Chris Olave. Again, check out the Patreon page for as few as $2 a month. You can feed some starving fantasy analysts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.